Hey guys, and welcome to a video on SnowRunner. Hi, I'm Nuumet. If you are new to SnowRunner and you just bought this game, this video is for you. I'm going to provide some tips and tricks on how to play the game. First off, right when you start the game, you are thrown in with this nice Chevy pickup truck, and you are dropped off in the middle of downtown Michigan. First things first, let's go over the most boring thing, is the settings. And you will find in the settings, I would say that most of this stuff is things that you can just set to the way that you like your certain play style. You want to turn the music off. I play with a controller. I'm on console. But I set the steering mode to steering wheel. And what that does for you in the game, if you take your hand off the wheel, it will actually center. See, so I've got it turned over here. I take my hand off the wheel. It will automatically center it for me. Now, when you first start the game, Black River, Michigan is going to be primarily blacked out, but you're not going to see any of this. Part of the game is opening up the map. Now, each region can have at least 2 maps. So this is Michigan, but if you choose global map, you will see that there's actually 4 maps for this region. You can see these tunnels on the maps. These are the gateways to the other maps. The other thing to note about the map is the watchtowers. When you first get to a map, you're going to want to go to the watchtowers. And once you go to the watchtower, it will allow you to open up or view more of the map. The other thing here, when we're in the maps, you have this column on the left here. You have objectives, contracts, and tasks. This left column here is the kind of the do-all column. Your trucks and trailers that are out on the map. I happen to have 3 trucks out on the map, and you can actually switch between trucks. This will also list the trailers that are out on the map. So what you're going to have here is 2 types of missions. You're going to have the contracts, which are the bigger story mode types of missions. And then you're going to have tasks. Now, I don't have a lot of tasks here because I've done most of them. Now, the task giver means that you haven't discovered them yet. This task is right here. Part of scouting is opening up the map, but it's also part of opening up the task. Come over to this task, and if I go show task, that'll show the task, and then there's a button there that says accept. Now I'm going to click accept. That doesn't mean I'm going to do this task right now. All that means is that I have discovered this task. So now when I go back to the map and I go over to task, you will see it listed there, and we can do start tracking. So we're going to start tracking that task, and what happens is the task shows up in the upper right hand corner, and it tells us what we have to do. It's like we have to go get a trailer. But what's important when you start tracking a task, it's going to, if you zoom out, it's going to tell you where the stuff is. So we have to go get this trailer right here, and there's the little down arrow. So I got to go get that trailer and bring it over here to finish this task. And that is pretty much the juxt of the gameplay with the tasks in the contract, where you will see on the map that you have to pick up things and deliver them to other places. So this is a good one. We're gonna go accept this, and you can see up in the upper right hand corner all the things that I have to do. But you'll see up here, here's the log station with the up arrow. That is a place where I can get logs. And here are the 2 delivery locations, the town storage. A lot of times you will see that there are warehouses around the map. And when you highlight the warehouse, it'll tell you what it has. So it will tell you which warehouse to go to get the stuff. On the top here, next to where it says Black River, is the time. You can pick the time of day. So I can go back to afternoon at 1 o'clock, and boom, I've changed the time. And this is very helpful because this game can be very complicated and challenging when you first start. You might as well just do it in the daytime. Now, when you first start the game, you'll be given this truck by default. You will be given a couple of missions here in the town to do. But when you first start the game, you will find many trailers out on the map, and coincidentally with the stuff on it that you need. And what you want to do is get through these missions, and eventually you will open up the garage on this map. Scout trucks are good for scouting the map, but one caveat is that they're terrible in snow. But the all-wheel drive, so you're going to hit the other bumper, you're going to turn on an all-wheel drive. Now, when you get stuck in the mud, I don't know if I'm going to get stuck here, but you do have gears there. I'm going to press my bumper. I'm going to put it into low. And once I put it into low, what that has given me is the option to use the diff lock. So I can put a locking diff when I really have problems and I'm just completely stuck in the mud. So if I'm pointing the truck at something and I press, it's just going to automatically winch that thing. So you don't have to use the menu system. See, I was kind of looking over there at that. I was looking over there, and I can press the winch, pull winch, which is the triangle for me. And I can winch myself out of the mud as well. But if you want to use the menu, you can do attach winch, and then you can pick what point on the truck that you want to winch to. And I can move it all the way to the back, right? So I picked the back, and then now when I press my button, it opens up this green area here and it shows all the things that I can winch to. So, and this is a way to select exactly what you want to winch from and winch to. So now I'm just using my direction keys and moving between these dots. I want to go to that tree and use that. And if you come around a turn where you're off camber, you can just winch to the tree and kind of just have something attached. You don't have to really use it, and you won't flip over. So you will have damage. If you crash into a rock, you will damage your truck. It'll still be drivable, but you will have a little bit of damage, and it will affect how your truck is driving. And what you can do on the truck, and I'll show you this in the garage, is that you can add spare parts to your truck. When I click repair, and I can repair my truck while out on the road. And recover, this is a good segue, will bring you back to the garage. Now, one of the things in the garage is you can look at the global map. Let's say you wanted to switch to the Smithville Dam garage. You can go to that. Just go here and select this garage, and it will put you in the garage in Smithville Dam. And also, if, as I showed you before, if there's a truck that you've left out in one of these maps, you can just switch to it as well. Main thing in the garage is the truck store and the truck storage. But this is where you can buy trucks. And then you just simply buy the truck, and it goes into one of these empty slots here. And then as far as customization, and you can see all the things that you can customize on it. Now, when you get into the customization, you will find some items locked. And that means those are upgrades that are out on the map. So let's go back to the map. Let's go back to this list here on this column. But we can go all the way down here and upgrades. Those are the upgrades, and they are, I would say, maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3 upgrades per map that will be out here somewhere that you have to go find. Now, when you go to the watchtower and open up part of the map, it will open up the upgrades for you, and it will actually show you on the map where the upgrades are. Now, if you have a particular truck and a particular upgrade and you just want it now, there is a website called MapRunner.info that lists all the maps in the game, all the trucks in the game, and all the upgrades and where they are. Now, straight off, highway tires are completely and utterly useless. What's nice about some of these trucks is they'll come with an all-terrain tire by default. You're going to want to have chain tires so you don't skid around on the ice. But you will find on some trucks, once you advance in the game, you will find winches that are called autonomous. And those are the ones that you want to get because they work if the engine is not on. You will get stuck, you will flip over, your engine will turn off, and you'll need to winch yourself out of there. A snorkel is important because you will be going through some water. All-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive came by default. You can actually sell the parts that you don't use. And this is important when you first start the game because you're not going to have a lot of money. So I'm going to hit sell here, and I'm going to go boom. That's $1,000 back to me. So if I buy this tire here, I'm going to go 7. So evidently I've done this 7 times on other trucks, but I'm going to sell all of these and get this money back. So now frame add-ons. Now this is the beefy part of the customizations. But you can do logging stuff. Basically, when you start the game, you're going to be using the flatbed most of the time, or you're going to be using the sideboard bed. Now we've talked about the truck store, we've talked about customization, truck storage. So you go to one of these empty slots here, and you do truck storage, and it will list all the trucks that you have. And you just pick one, and let's see, let's pick one. Boom, there it is. Keep your saved trucks properly. It's better to retain them. And see the little retain button down there, the square button? I'm going to hit retain. So that, boom, that's retained. And what that means now is that if I go to any garage in the game, when I go to truck storage, that truck's going to be available to me. So that's why when you're out here and you got a bunch of trucks, I always just retain everything, just so it's always available to me. So let's go outside here with our Chevy. I really like the looks of this truck. I'm going to change the daytime. I'm going to put this back to daytime. We're going to go out here and talk more about trucks, which, what a surprise at SnowRunner. If you go back on the joystick, it zooms out, zoom in, zoom out. Trailers are only available for certain trucks. So since this is a Scout truck, we only got these Scout trailers. And let's go get that other truck. We're going to park him here, stop engine. We're going to go and get, we're going to go back to the garage. And we're going to go truck storage, and we're going to get this guy, this Zodiac. And you can see all the different trailers that are available to this guy. Saddle on there, that a lot of these semi-trailers, see that? That is a trailer I can use. Pretty long. And there are gasoline trailers. That's called a generator. And there's another example of a trailer. Each garage has a trailer store. However, a lot of these maps will have additional trailer stores. They will be listed here in the buildings. And there is another trailer store on this map way over here. Let's say you're out in the middle of nowhere, you've damaged your truck. You come to a trailer store and you can get the repair trailer, which is this one right here. Service trailer, which has a bunch of spare parts. You can buy it, right? And you can go in here and repair. Off-road service trailer, repair your truck, and then go into the trailer store and sell it. And it's important to note that you can, while playing the game, buy fuel trailers, carry them out on the map somewhere, and just leave them there for yourself. And if you get up close enough to it, you can refuel yourself. You can also refuel yourself from other trucks. If you pull alongside a truck, you can refuel yourself and steal their gas. But this is a way to refuel yourself at a trailer store. Once you've done that, then you can just go sell. When you first start the game, you get this little Chevy. You'll scout around, you'll open up the map, and eventually you will define this Forester truck. Forester's truck is okay, but the real workhorse when you first start the game is this Western Star that's next to it. So once you get the garage open, once you start doing some missions and get some money, you want to take the Forester to the garage, sell it, and replace it with this Western Star. If you're right next to it, you can actually just go change trucks, and then you can use the direction keys to switch between them. So I'm going to go to the Western Star here, and this is the Western Star 4964. You're going to want to get this truck You're going to want to open up the upgrades for it, and eventually when you start playing the game, you'll move away from this truck and start using some of the other trucks. One of the things I wanted to talk about are the gears, and a lot of people like to shift manually, but automatic works fine. Just remember when you are, it will shift up automatically for you. So let's say you get stuck somewhere, remember just to let off the gas, it'll switch back down to first and give you a little bit more traction. Of course, the other rule is put yourself into all-wheel drive, just put that on. And if you get really stuck, put it in low and turn that diff lock on. As I said, they will be trailers out on the map with stuff on them. There'll be a gasoline trailer over here. And when I first started playing the game, I started screwing around with all these trailers, not knowing that they were part of the missions. So when you see a trailer that's just left out on its own by the game, it is probably part of a mission. Now let's go load up some cargo. First of all, you're going to want to pick a trailer, sideboard trailer. So let's go over to some place and get some cargo. So we're going to go cargo management, and once we press the button, you'll see that we have two places to put it. We can put it in the trailer, or we can put it on the truck, or we can put it on the loading platform. You don't want to put it on the loading platform because unless you want to use cranes. But here we go, boom, on the truck. And then put that on there maybe too. Okay, I brought a truck out here with a crane on it. Pretty much the best scenario here is that you have flipped over and this cargo has fallen off your trailers. So pick this guy up, put him over here. And what I'm going to show you is the difference between packing cargo and unpacking cargo. Now the trick as far as loading stuff with the crane is that you do not have to set it perfectly down. That looks like, oh gee, that's not going to work. You can load stuff on your trailer pretty haphazardly, but when you come down here, and you remember, this cargo is loose. You have to pack it, and when you pack it, boom, it puts it back into the slot. Now, remember, if you want to take your cargo off for some reason, you have to unpack it, pack it. Now, one of the last things I wanted to bring up was modded truck. This is a modded truck. What you want to do, if you want to open up modded trucks for the game, you have to go to a website. I'll leave the link in the description. It's mod.io. And you'll want to create an account there. Once you do that, and go to the mod browser, and then you can enter in your password. Now these are all the mods that I have downloaded from myself, and we'll go out to the main one, and you can see there's 91 pages of mods. So this right here is a Fleet Star. This is a truck that exists in the game. So someone's taken a SnowRunner truck and modded it to be better. And you'll see that the download side is very small. It is 11 megabytes. Now if you go to a mod that's completely done from scratch, the ground up, and does not exist in the game, the file size is going to be bigger. As you can see, this is 271 megabytes. And we'll go back and look at the mods that I have, and hopefully these will show up. There we go. And these are the trucks I have, but all of these are small in file size because they're for trucks that exist in the game. So as we get towards the end of the video, I just wanted to review some stuff. When you first start playing, a lot of the first tasks and missions will be clearing rock slides and repairing bridges. You're going to want to do those first because when you start doing missions, you're going to be driving all over the map, and you do not want to run into a bridge that is out or a road that is blocked by a rock slide. What do we got going on here? Oh, I see the Fleet Star. So other things that we were going to review, once you first get the game, it's really important to open up the mud tires because you're going to be wanting to use those, the off-road and the mud tires. These are going to be the ones that you usually use, mud and the chain once you get into snow. But that's basically it, guys. When you first get this game, it is a fantastic game. It's very popular. They're coming out with different regions and maps. There are other trucks to get. Really a fantastic game, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments section, and hopefully I will get to them. I also have a lot of other videos where I actually list each mission that I do, so if you get stuck on those. I don't think that we really talked about the waypoints, but you can actually set waypoints out here on the map so you don't get lost. Boom, and then boom. I'm just doing this with a trigger, so I know exactly. You can zoom in and go, here, and be sure I turn here. That way you don't get lost. So then when I come out here, you can see the first waypoint there on the screen. But yeah, that's about all the review and tips and tricks that I have for this SnowRunner game. And as I said, I do have a lot of videos about this game. And if you have any questions about the game, please leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's a pretty pathetic horn, if I ask you. Love this truck. Probably needs a better snorkel.